I'd like to welcome everybody to the very first ever Fireworks Over America State of the Boom Boom. We're going to do these starting today and go throughout the season and try to give you guys updates on the industry and all things leading up to the 4th of July this year, which is shaping up to be the biggest in the industry. We've got Saturday, 4th of July, and America's 250th birthday. And special guest on the first State of the Boom Boom is Michael Ingram, who is president of Ingram Enterprises and Fireworks Over America. Michael, thanks for being here.
Yeah, we are really excited about this 4th of July. As Brandon said, Saturday, 4th of July. But even bigger than that, it's the 250th anniversary of the United States. So the whole industry is gearing up for this. The entire industry is excited. I think America is excited, and we're in a really great position entering 2026 season. So yeah, should be good.
Just so kind of quick, we are excited that we just came out with our official 2026 pricing. So if you've not received that yet, or you would like to receive a copy of that, please reach out to your DC manager or your sales rep. We'll be happy to get that for you. Michael, do you want to talk about kind of where pricing's coming in for the 2026 season?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been interesting because of the whole tariff situation. It really started last spring when the trade war really escalated. And at that point in time, we were having to estimate so many costs because of the ever-changing tariff rate. So the pricing that we did last spring, a lot of it was the hardest that we've ever had to cost anything because the tariffs were all over the board. And at any one given time, it could change from one day to another. And so going into this fall, is typically we estimate pricing because we just don't have enough on-hand inventory to really properly cost anything. I think as many in the industry have seen this year is that we have received our product earlier than ever. The China vendors that we deal with, our suppliers have been amazing. I'll tell you right now that we're sitting on 90+% of our overall master order in-house today. I mean, you can see with the items behind us, these are new items for this year. We've got more Showtime new product than we've ever had before. And so it's all here and in stock. And so when you have a good spread of inventory that's on hand, it makes doing your pricing a lot easier because you're dealing with real cost. And so surprisingly, what we have found here at FOA, let's just say spring to spring, is we are seeing a price decrease. And now that is coupled with the fact that we're trying to pass along a decrease, knowing the fact that, there is potential for a reimbursement on the tariffs. We're crossing our fingers on how that process will shake out. But I was pleasantly surprised when we got into the numbers. I can tell you that the over 500 items that we have to cost, we don't have a magic formula. There is no standard markup formula that we use. We look at every single item individually and price it individually. Pleasantly surprised for prices coming down. I'm hopeful that helps ultimately get the cost down to the consumer, which is what we want, because we want to see more units leaving the retail establishments, and that's what we're all after.
So I'm glad you brought it up because we could do a whole nother podcast on just this specific topic, tariffs. So the big word on the street is the refunds on the tariffs, but what are you thinking on that? What's the real truth, not just speculation? I mean, what I've heard is we're optimistic that we're going to get one. Time frame, no idea.
Yeah, I think the time frame is the key. We're going to get refunded, and not only are we going to get refunded, we're going to get refunded with interest on the IEEPA tariff. And USTR and United States Customs is still working through the guidance. I believe they're developing system or infrastructure around on how they're going to process the reimbursements. We don't have any idea right now on timeline.
Yeah.
And that's where I would say is you need to be communicating with your broker for those that are importing. As if you're a FOA customer, we are lucky to have our broker in-house, Lori McCarter, who does an excellent job, and she's on top of the situation. As soon as they release that guidance, you need to be filing for your called a post-summary correction. And that allows that duty rate to basically just be amended to what it should have been prior to the trade war.
Yep.
It's anyone's guess on when the actual money will come back and how we're going to handle that. And so we'll just cross our fingers that it happens sooner than later, because we have heard that it could take upwards of 2 years before it happens. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's great. I think we were all happy with the Supreme Court's decision, and it'd be nice for the fireworks industry, at least, because, we're in a situation where, we don't really have anywhere else to go. And
Right.
so, albeit whether or not you're for the way that the tariffs are being leveraged to get production back to the United States, whichever side of the aisle you're on, it really doesn't matter in the fireworks industry, because we truly don't have anywhere else to go. 90% of the product manufactured comes out of China. And so for us, it was kind of an unfair deal to us. So it's nice to see that them make it right.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is we don't know the details yet, but we're big time on top of it. And as soon as we know more, we'll release that information to our customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can assure you, we cannot wait to release the information to the customers.
Yeah. In your retail
Absolutely.
locations.
I think one thing that we should talk about really quick before we go is that the importance of getting your orders in earlier than ever. The demand for the 250th is already insane. That is a major, major indicator, and all things that we believe is the excitement ahead of the 250th. I think people are just pumped up, and I think they're already celebrating. And so, we do have plenty of product. We are not concerned. We are locked and loaded. And that being said, it's going to be a busy year, and it's going to take time for us to process through all these orders. So the sooner you can get your order in and take delivery of your product, the better position you're going to be in. So,
yeah. And Michael's been doing this a really long time. So when he's got a tip like that, it would behoove all of our viewers and our customers to, really listen to what he says to ensure that your success is what it can be for 2026. So thanks, Michael, for joining the first State of the Boom Boom. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. And look forward to seeing you on the next podcast.
Thanks, everybody.